Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I am pleased to see so many of you here today. Today, we will be exploring the role of CAPA in strengthening pharmaceutical quality systems. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I will be guiding you through this presentation. Over the next few minutes, we will discuss how corrective and preventive actions, or CAPA, play a vital role in enhancing the quality of pharmaceutical products. We'll look at the key concepts, best practices, and how effective CAPA can help us build more reliable and compliant quality systems. Let's get started. Welcome to the second slide. Today, I want to talk about corrective and preventive action, or CAPA, which is a core part of the pharmaceutical quality management system. Essentially, CAPA is a systematic approach we use to identify issues, investigate their root causes, and eliminate those causes to prevent problems from happening again. It's not just about fixing things as they come up, but making sure they don't recur in the future. CAPA plays a crucial role in maintaining product quality, ensuring we stay compliant with regulations, and most importantly, safeguarding patient safety. It's triggered by various situations like deviations from standards, out-of-specification results, customer complaints, or audit findings. These are all signals that something in our process needs attention. By focusing on root cause analysis and continuous improvement, CAPA helps us strengthen our processes over time. This structured system is designed to address problems effectively and prevent them from reoccurring, which ultimately supports our goal of delivering safe, high-quality products consistently. So, in essence, CAPA is about fixing problems and making sure they don't happen again, an essential part of our overall quality management strategy. Let's take a closer look at the parts of CAPA, or corrective and preventive action. First, there's the corrective action, which is all about taking action to eliminate the cause of an existing problem. The main focus here is fixing the current issue and making sure it doesn't happen again. Then, we have preventive action, which is about addressing potential problems before they even occur. The goal is to eliminate the causes of potential issues to prevent future occurrences. You'll notice that these concepts are supported by various standards and guidelines, such as ICH Q10, 21 CFR 820.1, UDRA-LEX Volume 4, Good Manufacturing Practice, Chapter 1, and ISO 9001-2015. These resources provide a solid framework for implementing effective CAPA systems. Overall, the key takeaway is that CAPA is a critical part of quality management, helping us not only fix problems, but also proactively prevent them, aligning with regulatory expectations and best practices. When it comes to identifying the source of CAPA, or corrective and preventive actions, there are several key areas to consider. First, deviations are a common starting point. These are process or procedure failures that indicate something isn't working as it should. Next, we look at out-of-specification or out-of-trend results, which tell us when test results fall outside acceptable limits or show unusual patterns over time. Customer complaints are also a valuable source, as they often highlight issues directly from those using our products. Audit findings, whether internal, external, or regulatory, can reveal gaps or non-compliance that need addressing. Product recalls are a clear indicator that something critical has gone wrong and requires root cause analysis. Non-conformance reports, or NCRs, document instances where products or processes don't meet specified standards, helping us pinpoint areas for improvement. Stability failures are another concern. They signal that a product's quality isn't maintained over its shelf life. Environmental monitoring excursions can show that our manufacturing environment isn't consistently controlled, which can impact product quality. Equipment or instrument failures are also significant. They can cause deviations and need immediate investigation. Change control issues often lead to unintended consequences if changes aren't managed properly, so these are important to track. Vendor or supplier issues can introduce variability or defects, highlighting the importance of supplier quality management. Lastly, process variability or trend analysis helps us identify patterns over time, enabling us to proactively address potential problems before they escalate. All of these sources are interconnected and contribute to our overall understanding of where issues originate, ensuring we can develop effective CAPAs and improve our processes continuously. Let's start by identifying the issue at hand. This means detecting the problem, whether it's a deviation, out of specification, a complaint, or an audit finding. Once we've flagged the problem, the next step is investigation. Here, we gather all relevant data and work to understand exactly what happened. The goal of root cause analysis, or RCA, is to find the true underlying cause of the issue. We often use tools like the 5 why or fishbone diagrams to help us dig deeper and pinpoint the root cause. After identifying the root cause, we move on to developing a CAPA plan. This involves defining corrective actions to fix the current problem, as well as preventive measures to ensure it doesn't happen again in the future. Once the plan is set, we implement the CAPA by executing the planned actions. This is where the real work begins, making sure everything is put into practice effectively. Next, we need to verify if our CAPA has worked. This means checking whether the issue has been resolved and whether the corrective actions are effective. Finally, we document all the details of the process and formally close the CAPA. Proper documentation ensures transparency and helps us learn for future improvements. These steps are fundamental in a robust CAPA process, guiding us from problem detection all the way through to closure, helping us maintain quality and compliance throughout. Let's take a closer look at the CAPA flowchart. This chart is a visual representation of the corrective and preventive actions process, which is essential for maintaining quality and compliance. As you can see, it starts with identifying a problem or nonconformance. From there, the next step is to evaluate the root cause, which is crucial because addressing the root cause prevents the issue from recurring. Once we've identified the cause, we move on to developing and implementing corrective actions. These actions are aimed at fixing the immediate problem and ensuring it doesn't happen again. Additionally, if applicable, preventive actions are put in place to avoid potential issues before they occur. Throughout this process, documentation and verification are vital to ensure everything is properly recorded and effective. This flowchart highlights the importance of a systematic approach to problem solving, making sure we don't just treat symptoms, but address the underlying issues for continuous improvement. It ties back to our overall theme of quality management and the need for a structured, disciplined approach to maintaining high standards. So let's quickly summarize the key steps in addressing this kind of issue. First, we start with the problem. An out-of-specification, or OOS, result was observed during the assay test of a tablet batch. This indicates that something is off with the product quality. Next, we conduct an investigation, which involves reviewing the analytical method, checking the instrument, and examining the analyst's activity. These steps help us pinpoint where the root cause might be hiding. Speaking of root cause, in this case, it was identified as improper calibration of the analytical instrument. This is a common issue that can directly impact test results. To fix this, the corrective actions include recalibrating the instrument, reanalyzing the sample to confirm the results, and retraining the analyst to ensure proper procedure adherence. But fixing the immediate problem isn't enough. We need to prevent it from happening again. That's where the preventive actions come in. We implement a strict calibration schedule, add calibration checks before analysis to catch issues early, and establish a periodic training program for analysts to keep skills sharp. Finally, we verify the effectiveness of these actions. We see no OOS results in the next 3 batches, and our calibration records are compliant, confirming that the measures are working. This process highlights how a structured approach, from identifying the problem to verifying the solution, helps us maintain product quality and compliance. Let's go over the key points on this slide. First, we have the correction step. This involves taking action to eliminate the nonconformity. For example, if we identify an issue with the column inlet tubing, we might rework or repair it. In this case, we would perform a repeat analysis using the new column inlet tubing to ensure the problem is resolved. Next, we move to corrective action. This is a reactive approach where we address the root cause of the problem to prevent it from happening again. For instance, if the inlet tubing was damaged, we would replace it with a new one. This step is crucial because it tackles the underlying issue directly. Then, we look at preventive action. This is a proactive measure. Instead of waiting for a problem to occur, we implement checks to catch potential causes early. An example here is adding a checkpoint in the test data sheet or SOP, specifically for the physical verification of the column inlet tubing before starting HPLC analysis. This helps us prevent nonconformities from happening in the first place. Finally, I want to emphasize that CAPA, or corrective and preventive actions, are about continuous improvement. They help us not only fix issues, but also prevent future ones, ensuring the quality and reliability of our processes. Now, let's talk about building an effective process for CAPA proposals that minimizes human error. When setting objectives, remember the SMART criteria: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. These elements help ensure your goals are clear and realistic. But there's more. Adding auditable and reviewable to the mix makes your process even stronger. Being auditable means you can track and verify each step, which is crucial for transparency and accountability. Reviewable ensures that your process is continually assessed and improved over time. Throughout this, always keep in mind the overall theme: creating a structured, disciplined approach that reduces the chance of errors slipping through. By following the SMART AR principles, you're setting up a process that not only addresses the immediate issue, but also fosters ongoing improvement and reliability. Remember, the goal here is to design processes that are robust and foolproof, making human error less likely and easier to catch early. Let's start by emphasizing an important point. Never address training or awareness training of employees as CAPA. It's a common misconception, but it's crucial to keep these separate. CAPA, or corrective and preventive action, is about systematically resolving issues, not just training people. Next, I want to highlight that CAPA shall never be planned without conducting a thorough root cause analysis. Identifying the true cause of a problem is the foundation of effective CAPA. Without this, any corrective action might only be a temporary fix. Also, try not to jump to the conclusion that human error is always the root cause. Instead, look for contributing factors that lead to the error. Often, human mistakes are symptoms of deeper issues within processes or systems that need addressing. And one more critical point: never miss checking the effectiveness of your CAPA. Implementing an action is not enough. You must verify that it truly resolved the issue and prevented recurrence. Now, when we talk about the do's in CAPA, remember that a systematic, thorough approach is key. Always base your actions on solid analysis and ensure you evaluate outcomes to confirm success. This way, CAPA becomes a powerful tool for continuous improvement rather than just a box to check. Let's take a closer look at some of the recurring issues that can arise in our processes. These are problems where the same deviations or failures happen repeatedly, which indicates that our corrective actions might not be addressing the root causes effectively. One major concern is product quality defects. These can lead to the risk of producing substandard or even unsafe products, which is unacceptable, especially in our industry where safety is paramount. Another critical issue is regulatory noncompliance. This includes observations from audits, such as warning letters or 483 observations. Falling short here can have serious implications for our operations and reputation. Product recalls are another consequence of these issues, products being withdrawn from the market due to safety or quality concerns. This not only affects patient safety, but also impacts our brand integrity. Loss of data integrity is also a significant risk. Inaccurate or unreliable records can undermine our entire quality system, leading to compliance failures and increased scrutiny. Speaking of costs, poor CAPA can lead to increased expenses, rework, rejection, investigations, all of which add up and strain our resources. Moreover, there's the potential damage to our company's reputation. Trust from regulators and customers is hard to rebuild once it's lost, and poor CAPA practices can tarnish that trust. Finally, and most critically, in the pharmaceutical industry, poor CAPA directly risks patient safety. That's the ultimate consequence we need to avoid at all costs. So, understanding these consequences highlights why effective CAPA is essential, not just for compliance, but for safeguarding our patients, our reputation, and our long-term success. Now, let's talk about CAPA and what it ensures within our quality system. First, it plays a crucial role in maintaining product quality and safety, making sure that everything we deliver meets the highest standards. It also helps us stay compliant with regulatory requirements, which is essential in our industry. Plus, CAPA encourages continuous improvement, so we're always working to make our processes better. CAPA is a key quality system in the pharmaceutical industry. It's used to identify problems, investigate their root causes, and resolve them effectively, all while preventing similar issues from happening again. When we talk about corrective action, or CA, we're focusing on fixing existing issues that have already occurred. Preventive action, or PA, on the other hand, aims to prevent potential problems before they even happen. The process involves several steps, starting with identifying the issue, performing a root cause analysis, planning the appropriate actions, implementing those actions, and finally checking to see if they were effective. This structured approach helps us address problems thoroughly. Importantly, CAPA is one of the most critical parts of our quality management system. It promotes continuous improvement within our organization, helping us become more efficient and reliable. It also helps us avoid regulatory findings during inspections, which is vital for maintaining our reputation and license to operate. CAPA serves both reactive and proactive purposes. Reactively, it helps us respond effectively after an incident occurs. Proactively, it helps us identify and prevent potential issues before they escalate. By doing so, we ensure that most incidents are resolved properly through CAPA, which ultimately strengthens the overall quality of our products and processes. In summary, CAPA is essential because it helps us continually improve, stay compliant, and prevent issues, making it a cornerstone of our quality assurance efforts. Now, let's wrap up our discussion on CAPA. As we've seen, CAPA is a crucial part of the pharmaceutical quality management system. It ensures that we not only address deviations and quality issues effectively, but also prevent them from happening again in the future. A well-implemented CAPA system is like a continuous improvement engine. It helps us correct current problems and build stronger processes moving forward. This plays a vital role in maintaining product quality, meeting regulatory requirements, and most importantly, safeguarding patient safety. Think of CAPA as both a reactive tool, responding to issues when they arise, and a proactive one, preventing issues before they occur. This dual role helps organizations minimize risks and avoid regulatory observations that could impact their reputation and operations. Ultimately, an effective CAPA system drives overall quality, ensures compliance, and boosts operational excellence across the industry. When we prioritize CAPA, we're not just fixing problems, we're strengthening our entire quality foundation. For further support, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're here to help you with any questions or additional information you might need. Remember, the goal is to ensure you feel confident and well-informed moving forward. And with that, I want to thank you all sincerely for your time and attention today. Your engagement is truly appreciated, and I hope you found this presentation valuable. Thank you again, and I look forward to supporting you in any way I can.